Shalom, Kahalo Yahweh Shemel, Shai Bashem Kakodash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, as well as the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. My brother Yahshua, I'm back with the WW3 Daily update. Shalom and salutations to you that made it this far. I just did a video about Chris Green examining his rant and what he said yesterday. Then I just saw that he posted less than an hour ago some new information, and I looked at a minute or two of it, and I decided that I'm going to let him give the World War III Daily update today and where things are going, because not only does he speak on the war, being Russia against the United States and not so much Ukraine, which is just a proxy. He spoke on that, and then he also spoke on the financial war. Okay, all wars are bankers' wars. Well, the bank just shut down your boy Ye and said, look, the real war is the war on you Jakes. Okay? So, let's just grab a quick one here, a normal one, a relevant one. This is Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So there's a war at the bank, a financial war, cyber war, asymmetric war, all right? Propaganda. That's what rumors of war is. In the NLT, and you will hear of wars and threats of wars. Rumors, threats, threats here, right? Threats, reports of wars. Hey, Kanye is at war with the Jews, is he not? That's a rumor of war. Let's get that. Let's get that real quick. Biden threatens. Look at this. Biden threats of war. Biden threatens consequences for Saudi Arabia after OPEC cut, but his options are limited. What did America do to Iraq for doing the same thing that Saudi Arabia is doing right now? Oh, we're going to go sell our oil over here in yen. We're going to sell our oil in rubles. Biden threatens. What? What did I do to Saddam? Well, we carpet bombed Iraq, and then we drug Saddam headfirst through the streets. Okay? Let's get yay. Let's type this in on a rumor of war. Kanye goes to war with small hats. Where does this take us? See this word right here, war? See this word threatens? Threats of war. Ben Shapiro, Kanye declaring war on small hats. West Twitter account locked. Oh, Antisim. Locked Twitter. He's at war. Is this a rumor of war? Okay. We don't have to go into it. I'm just showing you. Now we'll go to Chris Green. Okay. How many minutes ago was this? They're not even saying it. It's today, a few minutes ago. Let's see what old Chris has to say here. Okay, AMTV. Breaking, collapse is now imminent. He said this yet. He said the petrodollar collapse was imminent yesterday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is October 13, 2022, an incredible time to be alive. Newsweek reports that Joe Biden is now backtracking his statements regarding Putin's alleged invasion of Ukraine and says he can stay in power, quote,
rumors of war, reports, threats, news.
If he just simply leaves Ukraine.
That's a threat. If you don't, nigga, you can walk away. All right, but if you don't, we coming after that house.
And this insinuates that Putin can still keep the annexed territory, I'm assuming, that he's taken in the southern and eastern ports. Again, I first told you that it's obvious Putin is winning. He was winning in 2014 when he annexed Crimea, and then he kept it and kept Sevastopol and that key naval port. And now he's taken about 20% or so more of Ukraine on the eastern and southern side. So let's go to this article and more. We're also going to talk about the giant debt that can never be paid back in the United States and the canceling of Yi, formerly Kanye West's bank account at the too big to fail bank, JP Morgan Chase. It appears that capital controls and now the social credit scores that many have been warning about for years are finally here. So let's get in. Let's talk about this for a minute. By the way, I don't endorse any of the controversial statements or comments that Yi had made.
My name Bennett, and I ain't in it.
In previous days, but let's talk about these issues. Share it, and I also want to hear what you think in the comment box below. So let me go ahead and shrink my head. Let's take a look at this article from Newsweek here and discuss what Joe Biden means regarding this backtracking, which shows to be a sign of weakness. In my opinion, he says that Vladimir Putin can stay in power if he leaves Ukraine. So this is contrary to his comments saying there's going to be Armageddon and we're on the verge of quote-unquote nuclear war. In fact, France came out earlier today, said that they wouldn't use nukes, even if Putin did use tactical nukes in Ukraine. President Joe Biden has said that Russian President Vladimir Putin could remain in power if he leaves Ukraine and argued that his forces could simply leave the country.
Threats, reports, news. What is it? What am I leaving out? Okay, rumors, rumors, threats, right? News. Where's the news at? Reports of wars and news. Where's the news at? And the news of battles far away.
So that's actually what President Joe Biden just said. Biden spoke to CNN's Jake Tapper on Tuesday, and the host asked him if Putin had an off-ramp from the conflict that began on February 24th in what Russia dubbed a special military operation. Now, of course, we talked about this with my father yesterday. I thought he brought up a good point, which I also talked about, that an alternative to Putin's exit would be really dissolution of Russia itself and a possible wild card replacement of Vladimir Putin that would allow the new system and the new order, so to speak, to cement its global power and dominance. That would be another way out that I personally...
Way out is another way of saying peace and safety. Can we de-escalate? We'll get peace and safety in a minute. I'm going to keep this short because it's more of the same, but let's listen a little bit more.
It would see for leadership to get out of the nuke unraveling. But now it appears that Joe Biden is offering an olive branch, an opportunity to Putin, saying, hey, you already took all this land, but if you can sell it back to the Russian people, that maybe you made a mistake and you've already
peace and safety
won in certain areas, that you can simply just go back to Russia and continue kind of to, I guess, dominate the world along with China. So let's talk about this for a minute. Who's going to buy the United States government's debt now. Now that Saudi Arabia has slapped Joe Biden in the face, that's what the mainstream media says, it's not what I'm saying. Now that China is no longer going to buy US treasuries, now that Saudi Arabia and Russia are no longer going to buy US treasuries. In fact, Janet Yellen in the revolving door of the political class had this to say today. She says she's worrying over a loss of adequate liquidity, meaning that there could be bank runs, capital controls, debt collapse, sovereign debt default, kind of like what we saw in 2008-09 with the too big to fail banks. And of course, those bank runs, digital bank runs at the time that cost taxpayers trillions and trillions of dollars.
Let's just take Ye's money and pay some of these debts. All right? Since he's warring, since there's a rumor of war, since Ye is threatening war against the small hats, you see where this thing is going? Hey, these things must come to pass. Be ye not afraid. Let's get that real quick again. This is what I'm looking for. See that ye are not alarmed. See that you are not frightened, alarmed. See that ye be not troubled. But don't be afraid. These things will have to happen first, right? But you have to endure until the end, okay? Such things must happen, but they do not mean that the end has come. Hey, pull up your bootstraps. We got a long way to go, right? We're seeing the beginning of the end. These are the beginnings of sorrows. All right, wait until the floodgates open up, all right? That's good. That's good enough for today. Wars and rumors of wars, different wars, banking wars, oil wars, threats, rumors. All right, we hope that the elect will edify you, brothers and few sisters. With that, we can say shalom.